Hey, everybody. What up? It's me, Rolando G. I'm back at it once again with this commentary, continued commentary on the Frank James Prophet of Truth 88 situation. So he's been captured. He's been apprehended by law enforcement. These are several photos of so he has been really trolling for a long time. He had he is originally, I think, from the Bronx. They said he's been up and down from Wisconsin back to back to the main East Coast, down to Wisconsin, Philadelphia. He had just left Philadelphia and came back to New York and resided in Brooklyn to pretty much prepare for this situation. Now, as the rumor has it, um, from what I'm gathering from a lot of other YouTubers, he had basically had a beef, an undisclosed beef with a rapper from Brooklyn. I don't know if he's from Brownsville, Brooklyn, or East New York, Brooklyn area. Fellow New York, I guess, fellow New Yorker and rapper who admitted to being molested by African Bambaataa when he was younger, and that is Hassan Campbell. Now, Hassan Campbell has been in the ringers of a lot of fellow Negro black YouTubers for a while, with him just doing a lot of much, and a lot of, times I know a lot of NYC cats can go a little bit over the top with their bravado and their energy, but Hassan Campbell has basically said a lot of things to where it caught the ear of this OG, of this mentally ill OG, Frank James. And Frank James, aka Prophet of Truth, was sincerely intrigued by what was going on with him and just had this undisclosed beef with him. And there were some cryptic messages and cryptic threats in what he was saying when he would see Hassan Campbell's beefs, especially also his talk about molestation. And I guess Frank James has an issue with molestation. Of course, we all do. Those who got their heads on straight and don't want to see this happen to little kids. So, because of that, he took offense to that and basically said in cryptic messages how he wanted to kind of take out Hassan Campbell, basically. So, if this is a retaliation on Hassan Campbell, obviously it wasn't retaliated on Hassan. It was he took this out on other people at a major subway station in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, New York. So this speaks very, 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 very volumes of how this man's mental mind state is. And for a long time, I had only got introduced to him on another platform where a lot of black men are really trying to talk about their grievances and issues, with the so-called community, with so-called issues with us, dealing with our fellow group of fellow colored women. And he was on there talking a lot of stuff, and some stuff, it did resonate to a certain degree. It had it had a lot of validation and merit, but I did not know how mentally unstable this man was, and I knew from the way he sounded. I said, well, he's definitely from the East Coast. He's definitely from New York. Which I'm down with New York. I'm down with New York hip hop, but that's irrelevant, and I love everything about the history of the rich culture of NYC. I like New York. I wish I was from New York more than I wish that I was living here in the Bay Area. But it's just something with me in New York. But anyway, I knew he was from there. I was like, I recognized him because one night, because when he was the prime suspect that came up in about a day or so ago, I said, whoa. I remember. Now, my buddy who I live with said he was talking about self-hate. And in the video I just posted up, he did say in the video that that we as fellow people of color should be exterminated. Why did he go there? I don't know. It's part of his mental illness. Now, I don't wish that on nobody. And when I do my videos, I'm pretty much doing my grievances towards how we're looked at and what we deal with on a daily basis as men of color. I'm not trying to start anything. But now because of him, they're going to start coming down on certain black, Negro, Afro-male manosphere channels. I don't want them to do that. Now, when I looked up to get some other videos from his channel. Some of his channel was down. His channel's down now. It's being investigated. Obviously, they pulled his channel down, into the ether to investigate what he was saying in these messages and in these certain ways, in these cryptic things he was saying towards trying to pretty much. He was on to organizing this attack somehow. This was pretty much pre-planned, and some of the stuff he was saying. I never followed all of his videos. I just followed the ones that, he had grievances towards what we always talk about as fellow men of color. But, in this case, he pulled this, and now what does it say about the men of color manosphere or black male manosphere of YouTubers? I'm not saying we don't need to be careful. We don't need to, I'm saying just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Now, somebody last night got on a high horse, came back on his live stream. You know who he is. He's been in the pen. He's done his time, and I get it. A lot of you brothers follow him and think that, he's the answer to everything. I really don't think he is, and I think he's really leading to a lot of brothers. But I think he's just a frustrated brother, Sorry, I'm doing this video while I'm in this area. Apologize, brothers. Anyway, but this Frank James situation is more bigger than what we think it is. But this really has to do with Hassan Campbell, his beef with Hassan Campbell, and it's just mind-boggling that he would pull this the way he pulled this. But like I said, mentally ill people are unpredictable, especially calculating mentally ill, unpredictable people like this individual, like Frank James, aka so-called, the prophet of truth, 88. I didn't think that nothing was wrong with him too well. I just think that was his aggression as an OG. He was putting forth his grievances on a platform that was for brothers. But now, you can never tell who's on these platforms now and who has the worst intentions and who wants to see chaos. So I'm just saying, he's in custody now with the NYPD and the FBI. They're furtherly investigating this whole thing. The whole situation is crazy as hell because now it puts a spotlight more on the manosphere of black male YouTubers and anybody else out there. Now, I'm not going to get on this pro-black situation because I know a lot of pro-blacks have taken a hold of this, and especially a lot of so-called fellow women of color have taken on this and saying, he's hating on his people. Yeah, he might be saying all this, but there was some merit of some stuff that he was saying. But at the same time, extermination, that's a bit much, okay? And you can find that video that I just posted up that he did, I think way before his planned attack. But, yeah, man. Frank James, a.k.a. Prophet of Truth 88, now in the custody of the NYPD. They're investigating this whole thing. Like I said from the start, I think he had, like I said, if you look at his past videos, he had this thing pre-planned. Like, he knew what he was doing, but the real beef is with Hassan Campbell. It's with a fellow Brooklynite, Hassan Campbell. If you know who he is, he's had beef with Kwame Brown. He's had beef with Tommy Sotomayor, a lot of other popular YouTubers, and I'm going to get into him in a later video. All right, this is Rolando G, man. Just continuing to cover this Frank James, Prophet of Truth 88, Brooklyn subway station massacre, somewhat massacre he did. It wasn't a massacre. I mean, some of these people are going to be about the hospital. He just injured a couple of, about 10 people. Well, they said he injured 10 and then majorly injured about 30 more, so I don't know. But like I said, more to come on this and other topics. All right, I'm out. Peace. Stay safe.